Hi everyone, my name is Grace Nguyen. My metric number is SP21050. I'm a member from Group 6. The topic of our group is Technical and Vocational Education and Training for Sustainable Development in Universiti Malaysia, Pahang. Let's start our presentation. The Malaysia government has recognized the importance to introduce the Malaysia Board of Technologies, abbreviated as MBOT, through the 10 Malaysia Plan. A blueprint charts the development of the nation for the next 5 years, anchored on delivering the desired outcomes for all Malaysians. The 10 Plan sets the stage for a major structural transformation that a high-income economy requires. MBOT is a professional body that gives professional recognition to technologists and technicians in related technology and technical fields. The objective of MBOT is to increase number of workers who have specialized training or skills to meet the goal that a high-income nation can be attained. This recognition will push institutions of higher learning, IPT, such as educational institutions, and Technical and Vocational Training (TVET) offers courses and programs in line with the needs of technology-based economy towards a high-income country. The 10 MP proposed by the government also help to promote TVET to the public in Malaysia. According to the definition by UNESCO and the International Labour Organization, Technical and Vocational Education and Training, abbreviated as TVET, refers to aspects of the educational process involving, in addition to general education, the study of technologies and related science, and the acquisition of practical skills, attitudes, understanding and knowledge relating to occupants in various sectors of economic and social life. TVET provided both work-related knowledge and skills for developing future talent in the context of building a sustainable and professional workforce for this country. Thus, it also has been called such as occupational education, vocational education and training, career and technical education, workforce education, workplace education, and many others. TVET plays an important role for sustainable development in Universiti Malaysia, Pahang. This university offers a course which is Technical and Vocational Education and Training in connection to the national education philosophy in order to foster a highly competitive youngster that can meet industry demand. Content such as human nature, the role of educators, and the purpose of technical and vocational education and training institution in developing holistic education are all taught by the lecturers. Principles in TVET education such as lifelong learning, special education, education for all, justice in career and gender work placement, and work ethic are all focused in this course in UMP.
Assalamualaikum and good evening to everyone. Next, I would like to talk about the issue background on TVET for sustainable development, technical and vocational education and training, or we call it as TVET, is steadily gaining popularity at the global debates and government priorities for education and national development agendas. TVET is also considered highly in strategy and operational priorities of the G20, the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD, and of multilateral organizations such as the International Labour Organization, UNESCO, ASEAN, and SEMIO. To realize its potential to impact development, however, TVET system needs sustained transformation and revitalization. The first issue for TVET for sustainable development is the awareness on sustainable development approaches approach or models. There are significant gaps in the educational system for learning about sustainable development. School education, TVET, and higher education curricula are incompatible with strategies to sustainable development. So as a result, we must conduct a campaign to raise awareness about sustainable development and develop an educational system to contribute to SD, or we call it as sustainable development. There are also claims that there is a significant gap in education system in developing and least developed countries, and that raising awareness about sustainable development is critical to closing this gap. The article is the example is the article that shows Mustafa Mohammed said that focus on ways to reduce gap in TVET ecosystem. Mustafa Mohammed said that effort must be directed towards reducing gap in the local TVET ecosystem moving forward. Okay, next, I will continue to the second issue background. So the next one is the issue is TVET programs and projects which focus on quality of life rather than immediate poverty reduction. People in economically depressed area are concerned about their day-to-day livelihood issues. As a result, TVET programs are implemented to meet their immediate needs rather than to improve their long-term quality of life. As a result, people are struggling to survive in poverty. LI also claims that TVET program teach students practical skills and life skills which help them meet their long-term needs and aspirations. The article about this issue is Prof. Datuk Dr. Mansour Fazil said that TVET is the key to Malaysia's future. So the last issue is mesh between demand and supply of TVET program. So for this issue, there is still a significant gap in developing countries between the skills required by employers and the skills provided by the TVET institution. It is happening as a result of a lack of professional corporate culture, coordination between the demand and supply sides, and a lack of market research resources. As a result, TVET graduates are either unemployed or do not find gainful employment. In this light, TVET is more closely aligned with productive activities, sometimes survival strategies, or with those that are doable and result from the nature of their context. Rather than with the need to train to meet the demands of a formal market or to respond to the exigencies of technological development as detected by modernity. So the article uh, that for the issue is the first one is the mismatch between job market and education system. The second one is Deputy Human Resources Minister, that is Datuk Mahfuz Omar, said that more skilled workers needed to meet the demand. So these two articles demonstrate that there is still a significant gap between what TVET institution train and what the actual job required. I think that's all from me for the issue background. Thank you.
Right. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Now we proceed to the literature review. Okay, first of all, what is the definition of sustainable development? Okay, sustainable development consists of three pillars, which is economic, socio-cultural, environmental development. Okay, this should be considered as whole and TVET policy, and practice should not neglect any of the three of that. Okay, awareness of TVET in Malaysia. Um, Education is an important platform for human capital development. As a developing country, the government of Malaysia constantly works to improve its education policy and delivery, management, access, and quality. Okay, So in realizing this, technical and vocational education and training, which is TVET, is one of the education lines that is important as it provides a wider opportunity for students who are more inclined to technical field, and at the same time we learn to acquire the school workplace competency. Okay, therefore, TVET in Malaysia has undergoes change in order to meet a need of the involving local industry in ensuring this uh, sustainable development plan for Malaysian Tibet is very important. Thus, this paper is interested to explore the issue with reference to concept of industry-based curriculum and initiative outline. Alright, guys. So, what is the TVET contribution to sustainable development? Okay, guys. So first of all, TVET leading education and training in achieving sustainable development. Okay, many role that achieving sustainable development, many role that TVET institution and stakeholder can play. Okay, including creating awareness and be the agent that promote sustainable development in its daily practice. And number two, we have the lead by creating workforce that support green technology and implementing regulatory and monetary tools to access the sustainable practice. Okay, this idea should be integrated in TVET curriculum, learning content, teaching learning process, and also reflected in school policy and practice. Right. Lastly, we have the TVET institution can be the source of inspiration for sustainable development. Thus, TVET is not only teaching education for sustainable development, but practicing. So it is policy and practice. There are also potential issues that challenge that TVET institution may face in executing those ideas. Okay, guys. So, what are the influence of TVET toward the toward sustainability? Okay, first of all, TVET sustainability toward individual, which is student. Okay, in realizing this, technical and vocational and training TVET is one of the education line that is important to provide a wider opportunity for students who are more inclined in technical field that at the same time will learn and acquire school workplace competency. Okay. Number two, we have the sustainability toward family. Sustainability development necessitates concerted and serious effort as well as firm pledge. Humans are reactive and proactive. Okay, by nature, as a number of the TVET family, I believe that our contribution to ESD is critical. And number three, we have the TVET sustainability toward the society. Okay, realizing that skill of workers are needed and taking a big portion of world workforce in a nation. It is necessary for a country to think seriously about TVET, how this type of education can major play roles in ESD. Alright. Last but not least, we will go for the TVET in UMP for sustainable. Okay, for the first, we have the UMP focus on high and TVET. And number two, we have the partner of my son. UMP become the partner of my son. And number three, we have UMP seek collab partner with B40, B40 program for TVET. And number four, we have UMP towards smart campus. And last but not least, we have the UMP driving sustainable future with TVET. So this is one of the UMP's ways to sustainable development for TVET in UMP. So, driving a sustainable future in Tibet. UMP has held an event for all the students involving the TVET program. Okay, the event organized by Center for Academic Innovation and Competency (CAIC) was officiated by Deputy Minister of Science and Technology and Innovation, Datuk Wira Dr. Abu Bakar Muhammadiyah, and was attended by UMP Vice Chancellor. So it was a big event for TVET, and I think it's a good idea for UMP in sustainable development for TVET in UMP. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you, guys.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Iman Haikal bin Kamarudin, Matrix ID MA21120, and my contribution toward this project is to do an interview with expert. So on the 2nd of June, we attend a forum about that discussing about youth potential in TVET career. So this is the poster about the program. So by the end of the event, they held their Q&A session. So we took an opportunity to ask Dr. Shazarin Binti Ahmad Zainuddin several questions about TVET. Dr. Shazarin is the guest who was giving the talk in the program. So our first question sounds like, what is the current contribution of TVET to sustainable development among IPT students? She answered, TVET produce quality in students in every aspect, such as mentality and how they develop their personalities. She also noticed that the students who learn TVET are also more competitive. Next, second question is it obvious and noticeable the difference between students who learn TVET and students who didn't learn it? She answered, students who learn TVET tend to be calmer and can come out with brilliant solutions when facing a problem. She also shared an experience of how she noticed the difference between a student that learned TVET and student who didn't learn it. So one day she and couple group of students are organizing a program at the hall. So during the program, they facing a audio system problem. So at that moment, she noticed the difference between these two group of people, which is student who learn TVET and student who didn't learn TVET. So students who learn TVET tend to be calmer and can come up with brilliant solutions at the short period of time, while students who didn't learn TVET tend to be more slower, and can do that. Next, our third question. What is the future plan of TVET for sustainable development among IPT students? She answered, we are on our way to concluding TVET in every student activity, including academic and sports. We also plan to expose the benefit of TVET at an early age, which means TVET will be introduced to kids in middle and secondary school. We also will organize a program about TVET and held a contest with reasonable price about TVET. This is Dr. Shazarin at the top left corner, Dr. Shazarin, and the other panels. So that's all from me. Thank you.
In a nutshell, TVET plays an essential role to improve the competency within personnel, especially among the youngsters, by developing their personal skill, knowledge, and abilities. Thus, Universiti Malaysia Pahang always provides various of courses and training programs related to employment in various sectors to enhance the sustainable development model in UMP. Currently, there are 9 agencies including Human Resources Ministry, Ministry of Home Affairs, Ministry of Youth and Sports, Ministry of Education, Women's Development and Rural Development Ministry, People's Trust Council, National Youth Skills Institute, Polytechnic and community colleges is the government sectors that involve in the technical development and vocational resources that require coordination and sharing information from various sources. Through all these efforts, every people are on the same level to have opportunities to learn from basic to advanced level across a wide range of institutional and work settings. It can be said that TVET is very important for sustainable development in UMP, and a developed and high-income nation can be achieved through this course. That's all from our group. Thank you.
Saya ada soalan. Okay, soalan ni general sikit saya tanya. What is current contribution of TVET for sustainable development among IPT student?
Okay. Current current TVET contribution. Specific to the students ke ataupun kita tengoklah daripada institute providers like I said, we produce talented talents, that's why the even UMP itself, the one of the main strategy adalah keraduan holistik. When you are talented talents and holistic, balik kepada siapa? Dia balik kepada community and the industry, and of course overall ekonomi negara. Itu saja. Itu yang main contribution. Tak ada contribution lain. Pada saya, pendapat peribadi saya lah. As the provider. Boleh? Tak ada sini?
Boleh.
Okay.
Anyone?
Mungkin saya nak kongsi sikit Doktor.
Okay, boleh.
Saya nak guna ruang ni untuk berkongsi sikit lah. Macam currently macam Universiti Malaysia Pahang sendiri, kita terima bermula daripada tahun 2019 kita M2 ni macam pioneer lah untuk menerima graduan-graduan daripada college vocational. Okay. Kemudian yang kita tahu kan sifat TVET ni dulu adalah terminal yang mana mereka punya pengajian sehingga setakat DKM, DVM dan sebagainya. Dan apabila M2 menjadi catalyst untuk program-program TVET beraras tinggi yang mana kita bagi pathway lah untuk pelajar-pelajar melanjutkan pengajian ke peringkat lebih tinggi lagi. Dan saya secara jujurnya lah walaupun tidak pernah mengajar student TVET di college-college vocational ataupun di politeknik, tetapi apabila mereka masuk ke sini, saya ada kind of engagement direct lah dengan mereka yang mana saya mengajar mereka dalam kursus-kursus wajib universiti. Dan I'm very fond toward TVET students. Why? Macam dalam kebanyakan situasi ni students TVET ni dia punya respons sangat reaktif dan juga sangat cepat sebab dia skill based kan. Contoh kalau macam kita ada encounter masalah dekat dalam kita nak menggunakan hall kita ada masalah daripada segi audio ke benda-benda lain yang tak berfunctions ke, we said kita cakap sekali je dan mereka punya respons sangat pantas. Dan dia ni lah, itu yang saya katakan budak TVET ni dia skill base dia tu memang nampak cepat dia punya tindakan tu. Okay, dan baru ni pelajar-pelajar saya pun ada kongsi juga. Pelajar-pelajar BV ni lah, dia kata students engineering jealous sebab dia orang ni banyak, even though belajar kat UMP, paper-paper dia orang ni banyak yang praktikal. Okay, dan mereka tak exam based dekat UMP ni untuk pelajar-pelajar aliran KV ni yang masuk sini ambil degree dikurangkan. Tetapi kenapa pelajar engineering kena ambil banyak theoretical part lah. Sebab kita tahu kan nature budak-budak engineering dia memang menguasai teori. 70% teori, 30% praktikal. While yang Dr. TVET ni of course lah 70% praktikal dan 30% theoretical kan. Itulah serba sedikit. Even though memang ada perbezaan di situ, kita tahu student engineering dia complement bab ini, student-student TVET dia complement bab ni. Tapi masing-masing saling menyantuni dan complement lah, program-program ini complement dan mereka akan jadi pelajar yang holistik dan berdaya saing lah dekat one day insyaAllah. Itu je lah perkongsian saya berkaitan dengan TVET.
Alhamdulillah, betul lah, saya suka dengar sebabnya Politeknik and College Community memang produce TVET students kan. Memang dia punya faktornya memang mereka kebanyakannya memang sama belajar. Dan saya sukalah, alhamdulillah. Ya, dan betul cakap doktor, betul, kita memang complement each other, ya. Complement each other yang teori dengan praktikal. Kita tak boleh satu singular. Kita work as community kan. Kita ada satu environment, ekosistem lah kita cakap.
Dan pelajar-pelajar saya yang UHE 3